Ladies and gentlemen, in order to be successful for today's instruction, you need to have your 2 DBQs that you should have picked up in the front of class on your desk. You need nothing else to be successful today. Nothing else. Now, so super exciting news. I know you personally don't really care, but I have made a decision. I have 4 review books from like Princeton, 5 Ways for 5. I have some orange book, I can't think of the name. And then I finally got my Barron's. I'm a Barron's girl. The reason why Ren uses Barron's is because I was obsessed with Barron's, and then Ren saw that it worked for his class, and that's why you have a Barron's for Ren. So, with that being said, they released this. You could finally get it delivered on February 4th. And so last night I spent most of my night sitting there going through it. I didn't read the whole thing cover to cover because I don't need to read the whole thing, but I was assessing it. And I have officially made a decision. This is our review book for the AP exam. What does that mean? That means each of you do need to purchase it. It's $12.99 on Amazon. Okay? You are more than welcome to take a picture of it as you leave. You can just Google it. It'll pop right up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is $12.99 on Amazon. We will be using every page. It is not something that is just going to sit on a shelf, because if I'm asking you to purchase it, I know money is tight in my house, and if I'm spending money, it better be worth it, yes? And I hated college when I had so many professors waste my money on stupid books they referenced once in class. It should piss me off. With that being said, every week this will be due, and it's worth 150 points every week. If you know anything about if you know any of my previous AP World kids, they will tell you how much they hate their Barron's book, because they will be carrying it with them, and you will be carrying it with you every day, and it will be your constant companion. It is everything, and I'm so happy they did a great job. They really did a great job, and I'm so happy. I was thinking I was going to have to go with Princeton, but I hate Princeton because they're just so snotty, you know? Like you know how when you read people's writing and you just know that they're snooty and snotty? That's what Princeton reads. This guy is kind of friendly. He's better than me at Last Author, so I was like, this is wonderful. My heart is so full. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you go online, you need to make sure that it says AP World History Modern. Because if you just go Google AP World History, you're going to see the books for the last 5 years. And they're like, why is Ben making me pay $12.99 when I can get it for $4.99? Because that exam is no longer the one you're taking. So ladies and gentlemen, you need to make sure it says modern. Now, I don't know if you know, I'm pregnant. I've hit it really well. People haven't noticed. I'm just kidding. Bigger than a house. With that being said, the premium is the same price as the regular, so why wouldn't we get the premium? And it comes with a couple extra review tests online, because obviously I'm not going to be here the last couple weeks, so it'd be nice for you to be able to go online. Doesn't that make sense? So you can practice and go online, and the tests are actually pretty well done, and I'm pretty happy with them online, so that's why we're going to do the premium, the same price as the other one, so why not get premium, right? So, with that being said, everyone needs to purchase this book. It needs to be here by week 28. You have 5 weeks. Guess who will be reminding you on a practically everyday basis? This guy. If you cannot purchase this book, you speak to me privately, and I will get one for you. Is everyone clear? If you cannot afford one, you speak to me privately. No one needs to know, and you will have one. No questions asked. Is everyone clear on that? So if you cannot afford one, you speak to me privately, and we will happily get you what you need. Is everyone clear on that? No one is to be left out. No one, if you can't afford it, I get it. Believe me, I get it. It's $12.99 on Amazon. If you can't afford it, your parents can't make the swing for it, you let me know, and we will take care of it for you. Is everyone clear? Now, I can't be buying everyone's. Your girl needs money. I don't know if you noticed. Okay? Everyone clear on what this is? This is incredibly important. You will be using it every single day. You will be sleeping next to it. You will be having it on your person at all times. You will become best friends. And you will probably name him. Last year I had a bunch of kids call them Carl. I don't know why, but they called him Carl. Anyway, everyone clear? Week 28, I'll be reminding you on a regular basis. Okay, it looks like this. AP Modern. We got this chick looking pretty damn intensely. 2020, 2021. Okay, it's up in the front if you want to take a photo of it before we go. Okay, DBQs, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Okay, on the top, so make sure everyone is fully aware of what is happening this weekend. I would like you at the top of your at the bottom of your DBQs, actually, just so everyone is clear. There's one that says Buddhism. I want you to underline Buddhism. And then there's one that talks about Han and Roman. So I want you to underline them. So when I mention the Buddhist one, you go to Buddhist. When I mention Han one, you go to Han. So there's 2 different DBQs here on 2 different topics. One's on Buddhism, one's on Han and Roman. Okay. To make sure that everyone is on the same page, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to write at the top, due Monday. All 14 docs, annotated and happies. On both of them, please. As you can see, due Monday. All 14 docs, annotated and happies. The faster we go today, the more I'll get done for you in class. Does that sound good to you? Okay. So, let me tell you, I have never done DBQ Hell Week with a day off from school. It is not ideal. So what usually happens is tonight I would have given you 1 DBQ. You would have picked up 1 DBQ. Today in class I would have done the introduction that I'm going to do here in a second. And then we would start the annotations. And then tonight for homework you would finish the annotations. Then tomorrow you would come into class and I would teach you the format of a DBQ and we'd start writing the DBQ, and guess what you would do for homework? Finish said DBQ over the weekend. Doesn't that make sense? And then on Monday you would come in, we'd go over the formatting, and then I'd hand you the second DBQ, and then that night you would be doing the annotations for document DBQ number 2, and then you'd come in after you did all the annotations, and then we would plan it, start writing it, and then you would go home and finish it. That doesn't work with a day off, does it? So, ladies and gentlemen, what is going to happen today is I'm going to start the annotations with you. Over the weekend, on your 3-day weekend, you have to finish all 14 annotations, so that way, on Monday, we're going to write the Han and Roman one. Okay, so we're going to plan it out, and I'm going to show you how to plan, and then you're going to finish writing the Han and Roman. Then you're going to come back, we're going to go over it, and then on Wednesday, guess what you'll be writing Tuesday night. There you go, and there, you're going to see it's going to cause a chain reaction. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not have your annotations correctly done on Monday, I will know because your girl is going to be checking. If you don't have them done, I will lose my shit. And I will even use, I'm 7.5 months pregnant. I'm just irrationally out of control of I'm not. But I will use that excuse because I will lose my goddamn mind on you. Is everyone clear? This is not ideal. The happies are a small part of the DBQ process, and this is a very stressful week. Do your job. Is everyone clear? You don't want to see this cranky. You don't want to see this cranky and pregnant. Everyone clear? Do your job. All 14 annotations done by Monday, and I will be looking. If you don't have them done, don't come to my class. Don't come. It's not good for baby Hank. Okay, his name is not Hank. His name is not Hank. His name is not Hank. Okay, so look at your Buddhist one, please. Okay, now, why is it 14? Why is it 14? If you look at the Buddhist one, you just open it up. So, this is what a DBQ is. It's called a document-based question. If you look on the front with me, I'm kind of jumping around, I know. So, it's a document-based question. So, what it is it provides you documents. So, if you look at this one, the Buddhist one has 7 documents as you flip through, which is why you have 14. Okay, so 7 documents. It is a document-based question because you have to answer the question. Using the documents providing your knowledge of world history, evaluate the extent to which the spread of Buddhism transformed Chinese society between 350 CE and 1900. Okay, so What a document-based question is that you have to answer this question using these documents. What that means is you have to understand what the document states and implement it in your answer. You also have to make an argument with these documents and then defend it. They think you can do this in 60 minutes. That's really cute. It's like adorable. They're like so proud of you and they think you're just going to kill it. You're not. I'm sorry. Okay, now, they think you can do it in 60 minutes. You need to be doing it in about an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes. That's how long it's going to take you. Now, let me explain a couple of things. So, on May 12th, which is the day of your AP exam, ladies and gentlemen, on May 12th, you will go into the gym and you will sit down. The first part of the test you will be taking is your multiple choice portion. Multiple choice, 55 questions in 50 minutes. You will take the questions, you will do it in 50 minutes. Of course, we've been practicing that every single week, as you've seen with our multiple choice tests. Now we're even timing them, which is even more exciting. The fun keeps getting better. Once you finish the multiple choice section, time stops. Then they tell you to seal your multiple choice packet, close your little bubble sheet, and put it on the floor. Then they have you take out your short answer questions. Then they have you take it out of the packaging. They have you open up the stuff. And then they will say, go. And you have 50 minutes to answer 3 short answer questions. Okay? So you have a specific amount of time for the multiple choice, and then you have a specific amount of time for the SAQs. Once you finish with the SAQs, they will call time, and then everyone will close and tape their answers and close their answers, and then they will collect those answers. They will collect them, and then you go stand outside the gym for like 10 awkward minutes standing there, being like, oh my God, how's it going? How's it going? And you have nothing to say, and you're already fried. Then they'll call you back into the gym after your 10-minute break. Once you get back into the gym, they will then hand you you will pull out your second part. This is the second part. Section 2, you have an open time period. For this one, you had an hour and 40 minutes. I've seen it range between an hour and 20 to an hour and 40 minutes. So somewhere between there. If they think it's really hard, they give you more time. If they think it's easy, they give you less time. So it will vary a degree. Okay, so you have an hour and 40 minutes for this one, between an hour and 40 and an hour and 20 for the second part. You are in charge of how you spend your time. Because in this part, you have both the LEQ and the DBQ. You have both parts you need to complete within the hour and 40 minutes. Because at the hour and 40 minute mark, the exam is over. So, they think you can do the DBQ in 60 minutes. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not me saying that you're untalented and unskilled. If I got a brand new DBQ, one I've never seen before, okay, and have not analyzed, I could probably do it pretty damn well in about 45 to 50 minutes. Do you think you're 10 minutes behind me? No, you're not. You're not. And that's not me being a jerk. I've been doing this for how long, and how long have I been working on these skills? Yes? With that being said, it is going to take you about an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes. Okay? With that being said, it's important that you understand that your DBQ is worth 35% of your AP score. Is it worth a lot or a little? It's a lot. There's a lot of points out there. And there's some points you will get, and there's some points you won't get. Everyone's clear on that, right? So, it's worth 35%. So, where should you spend most of your time on? Your LEQ is only worth 15%. So, which one is immediately more valuable? DBQ, can we agree? So, it makes sense we'd spend more time. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you have between 20 to 25 minutes to do your LEQ. Which, guess what we've been practicing? Doing your LEQ in 20-25 minutes. Because how well do we know our LEQ formats at this point? Can we agree? Hello? We know them pretty well. We've worked really hard on them. So we will be in shape and ready to go that we could write an LEQ in 15 to 20 minutes and it would score some massive points. Not all the points, but it would score massive points, and that's all we need. Because we're playing the points game here, right? We're playing it safe. We need a bunch of points on the DBQ. We need some points on the LEQ, and then we're good to go. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, that DBQ is the major focus. It is the largest, most valuable essay you write. It's also the hardest. So, what is the DBQ? The DBQ is a thesis-based essay. This is what I'm teaching you Monday, is how to write a DBQ. I am teaching you Monday how to write a DBQ. I am teaching you Monday how to write a DBQ. I will tell you right now, I will have a push student sitting in my room on Monday watching my instruction. Because when you get to Carbon and Masano next year, they will not reteach you these skills. They will not teach you these skills. So if you don't know it going in, guess what? You're not going to know it there. They're just going to have the expectation. Why aren't they going to teach you? Because it sucks and it's annoying and it's very, very time consuming. And it is a pain in the butt to do it. Both Masano and Carbon have both joked that in 2 years their scores are going to plummet. Why? Because I'm not teaching next year. And they're not going to teach the essays. So they already know. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is really important you know your formatting, and that's what I'm doing Monday. So if you are not feeling great on Monday, guess where you should be anyway? Here. If you have the coronavirus, stay home. But if you have anything else, come to school. Is everyone clear on that? If it's undiagnosed coronavirus, come. But as soon as it's diagnosed, don't come. Is everyone clear? You need to be here Monday. It's a big day. It's a huge day. So, what am I going to tell you need for your DBQ? It's a thesis-based essay. How many parts to a thesis? 3 parts. So we're going to have to break all of these documents into 3 arguments that we're going to have to make. Contextualization. Oh my God, you love it. And it's here. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, isn't it nice to have friends? Oh. Then we have evidence from the documents. So you actually have to understand the documents and use the documents. Then you have to have evidence outside the documents. So you can't just use the documents. You have to be smarter than the documents. Then you have to source the documents. That's your happy, ladies and gentlemen. You have to point out historical context, audience, purpose, and point of view of the documents. Then you need to have a complex understanding, also known as synthesis. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your first DBQ you've ever seen. Have we done all of these skills? We've just never put it together into one disaster, atrocious, terrible experience. But now we are. Isn't that fun? It's like a roller coaster to hell. It's all of the worst parts about AP World rolled into one essay. We're going to have fun. It's going to be great. So, with that being said, those are all the components that go into a DBQ. On Monday, we're going to go over all of these components, and you will see me start writing, and then you will work on it at home. Is everyone clear on that? It is a very big day. You need to be here. It is huge. But we can't talk about the formatting of an essay until we do the documents. So we have to annotate our documents and understand our documents before we can do that, which is why this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, why you're doing 2 sets of DBQs. Does that make sense? Because I can't have you write an essay if you don't understand what the documents are stating. It's not ideal. I don't like this. If I never have to do this again, that would be great. But we don't have a choice because we have fair day tomorrow. How wonderful for us. Here we go. So let's begin the annotations. We're looking at the Buddhist essay, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're with me. Using the documents provided in your knowledge of world history, evaluate the extent to which Buddhism transformed. So the key term here is what? Transform, which means changes. Okay? So we're looking for ways Buddhism changed Chinese society between 350 CE and 900 CE. So that is the prompt. Here we go. Now, all of your annotations must be done on these pages. You are not allowed to have any other pages. Why? Because on the AP exam, you don't get anything else. So we're not going to have you practice making these like beautiful charts and stuff on other things. You're just going to write them and shove them in the columns. That's what you're going to have to do. So there's 7 in this one, and there's 7 in the Han and Roman one. Now, I will tell you right now, I'm recording you second period, and I recorded first period. In first period, I did Han, which means I did the first 3 documents of Han. So if you watch my video, guess what you will get? The first 3 documents of Han. I'm recording this one, so all my other classes can get as far as we get here in second period. I am trying to help you, and I'm trying to alleviate the load. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you wait till Sunday to do all of the other ones, you're going to want to die. Can we agree? I would start working today. I would get one of these DBQ packets done today. During lunch today, I would find other AP World kids and just sit there and try to do your happies together. Make your life easier. Because if you wait till Sunday afternoon, you're going to be crying into a pile of nachos if life has gone pretty well. Because you had nachos, you know what I mean? I like nachos when I cry. So, with that being said, if you try doing all of these documents at one time, it will be death. I would do some tonight and knock out one packet today and then do the other. And I'm also recording 2 videos. I am trying to help lessen the load. Okay? I would start today. I would start during lunch, use your time effectively, and try to get ahead so you can enjoy something of your weekend. Yes? Okay. All right, here we go. So document 1. Z. Dun, Chinese scholar, author, and confidant of Chinese oh my God, it's like I can't read. Confidant of Chinese aristocrats and high officials during the period when northern China was invaded by Central Asian steppe nomads. So, all right, here we go. What do we know? So he's a scholar and author of Chinese aristocrats and high officials. So is he probably pro-China or anti-China? He's probably pro-China if he's friends with all the people in the government. Okay, so whosoever in China in this era of sensual pleasures serves the Buddha and correctly observes the commandments, who recites the Buddhist scriptures, and who furthermore makes a vow to be reborn without ever abandoning his sincere intention, will, at the end of his life, when his soul passes away, be miraculously transported thither. Okay, so is this pro-Buddhism or anti-Buddhism? This is pro-Buddhism. Okay, so we're going to acknowledge that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I'm making my annotations directly to the document. Now, while we are making these annotations, I'm telling you right now, once we finish going through all the documents, you will never read the document ever again. You can't. You don't have time. Remember, you're supposed to annotate and understand all of these documents and then write a 4-paragraph essay, a thesis with 3 content paragraphs, all within an hour and 15 to 20 minutes. Do you have time to keep rereading these documents? No. So what happens is you need to be making correct annotations that are meaningful, because the only thing you will be reading again is what? Your annotations. So you need to be making sure you're being quick, you're being clear, you're being concise, because you cannot reread these passages again. Once you read them once, they're gone. The only thing you read are your annotations. So make sure you're doing a good job on your happies, because if you misread your documents, you're getting 0 points. And if you get enough no points, it's not going to work. Your essay is 35% of your exam. So if you do not do well on the annotations, your entire essay will be wrong. If your essay is wrong, 35% of your score is 0. It's heavy. You've got to make sure it's right. All right. Abandoning his sincere at the end of his life thither. He will behold the Buddha and be enlightened in his spirit, and then he will enter nirvana, the extinction of desire and individual consciousness. All right, so what is the historical context? Okay, what is the historical? Hi, the faster you answer these questions for me, the faster I move, the less work you have to do on your own. What's the historical context of this piece? I'll sit here all day. I'm not in charge of 14 this weekend. What do you got? Okay, so it is. It's pre-Mongol. It's pre-Mongol. However, Is this during a good time of China or a bad time? Yeah, it's during a turbulent time in China. Okay. Who is the audience for this? Who is the audience? What do you got, Miriam? Yeah, it's the Chinese people. I will accept. What is the purpose of the piece? What is the purpose of this piece, Carly? Okay, encourage people to follow Buddhism. Okay, what is his goal here, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, he's a scholar, author, and confidant of the Chinese government. He's pro-China. Okay, what is his real goal here? Andrew?
He wants to strengthen China.
No. Jose?
He wants more people to convert.
Isn't that our purpose? Encourage people to follow Buddhism? Michael?
He wants to limit the
That's not a bad answer. Okay, the purpose is to help quell tensions in China. What do I mean by quell tensions, ladies and gentlemen? What do I mean by that? Carly? Yeah, to lessen. Why is everyone worried? Why is everyone worried? Why? Tess? Yeah, they're being invaded and all that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, why would he want the people of China to adopt Buddhism? Because, Gabby. So they feel secure. So if they're secure, what won't they do? There you go. They help quell tensions in China to keep the population calm. Keep the population calm. Okay, so no rebellion. Okay, why is this significant? Why do we care? Callie? Yeah, and why is it adopted? Is it adopted during happy times or hard times? Hard times. China's adoption of Buddhism occurs in largest numbers during hard times. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, I told you, you need to have some outside evidence. Okay, when can you, what's another piece of outside evidence? When do a lot of people turn to Buddhism in China? Under what dynasty? Callie? Under the Yuan dynasty would score, for sure. Yuan is also, and I was thinking your Qin dynasty, don't you think? Yes? And if you were going to use your Qin dynasty, you could say, why was the Qin dynasty so harsh? Why? Lopez? The warring yeah, but what did they implement? The legalist system. What is it? Legalism. Legalism. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we just came up with 3 pieces of outside evidence. So, anytime I come up while I'm reading these primary sources and it makes me think of something, I always put my outside evidence in boxes. So when I'm looking at these documents later, I can be like, oh yeah. The Qin is when a huge amount of people turn to Buddhism. Oh yeah. They turn to it because of legalism. Right there's 2 outside pieces of evidence. Does that make sense? Okay, because you're not reading these documents again. You're only looking at your notes. So if you don't write these notes, you're not going to remember when it comes time to writing your essay. Here we go, document 2. Source, anonymous Chinese scholar, the disposition of era, China, circa 500 CE. Question, if Buddhism is the greatest and most venerable of ways, why did the great sages of the past and Confucius not practice it? In the Confucian classics, no one mentions it. Why then do you love the way of Buddha and rejoice in outlandish arts? Can the writings of Buddha exceed the classics and commentaries and beautify the accomplishments of the sages? Ladies and gentlemen, what's a sage? If you don't know what a sage is, it's kind of got lost in me. What's a sage? Andrew?
A sort of old person.
Yeah, it's a very intelligent person. So who are some really intelligent people we've known throughout history? Hello? We don't know any intelligent people throughout history. There's only been idiots. Is that what you're telling me? Tessa? Confucius. Well, yes, it is referenced in the piece. You don't get points for that, girl. Jose?
Napoleon.
No. Well, sages is like intellectual, not like military. What do you got? Socrates would be a perfect example. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, yes. Einstein. These are like the high academics, the brightest people. That's what a sage is. All right. Answer. All written works need not necessarily be the words of Confucius. To compare the sages to the Buddha would be like comparing a white deer to a unicorn or a swallow to a phoenix. The records and teachings of the Confucian classics do not contain everything. Even if the Buddha is not mentioned in them, what occasion is there for suspicion? Question. Now, of happiness there is none greater than the continuation of one's line. Of unfiled conduct there is none worse than childlessness. The monks forsake wives and children, reject property and wealth. Some do not marry all their lives. Answer. Wives, children, and property are the luxuries of the world, but simple living and inaction are wonders of the way. The monk practices the way and substitutes that for worldly pleasures. He accumulates goodness and wisdom in exchange for the joys of having a wife and children. All right. What's the historical context? Is this pro-Buddhism? Anti-Buddhism? Or just a straight-up challenge? What do you got, Ellie?
Pro-Buddhism?
It's kind of pro-Buddhism. It is pro-Buddhism. But it does show it's conflicted, right? It's conflicted. It goes back and forth. It argues both sides pretty well. All right. What's the historical perspective of the piece, Sean?
Pre-millennial again.
Okay, no, we're done with that. No. The only reason why pre-Mongol was written down is because they're talking about outside invaders. I didn't want you to think those are the Mongols. Hello? Does that make sense? Does pre-Mongol have anything to do with what the hell is happening here? No, it doesn't. Historical context is what is happening in this specific piece. Is everyone clear on that? So, if there's no outside invaders, guess what you cannot use? You cannot use anything about invaders during historical context. So, no. Lopez.
It's after the introduction of Confucianism.
Okay. Jose?
Confucianism is popular.
Confucianism has always been popular in China. Remember? Yes. It's been going since the Han Dynasty. Yeah. So, are people struggling with both Confucianism and Buddhism? Yes. Historical conflicts. Chinese people are struggling with both ideologies of Confucianism and Buddhism. Who is the audience for this piece? Who's the audience, Mackenzie?
The audience of this piece is
Who is this written for?
for the people.
Yeah, Chinese people. Purpose. What is the purpose of this piece, Hannah?
Just to explain the differences between Confucianism and Buddhism.
Fine. It shows some differences. Shows differences. About Confucian / Buddhism. Fine. Okay. What is the point of view? Why are they doing this? Why? Lopez.
I'd say to promote Buddhism against arguments like Confucians and Confucianism.
No. What was that?
Be critical of religions.
No. Come on. Come on, try something. It's better to try something than not. Victoria, what do you think? Say what? Yes! Thank you! Ladies and gentlemen, what clearly develops in China with both of these religions? So, do you have to pick just one or can you do both? You can do both. Yes. Oh, thank you. Just put on that table. Thank you very much. Okay, so the point of view is, you too. Point of view is these religions do not compete, but complement. Okay, why is it significant, ladies and gentlemen? We just talked about it. Why is it significant, Marley? It is. Okay, why? It will lead to Neo-Confucianism. Oh my God, did we just come up with outside evidence again, ladies and gentlemen? Hello? Yes, we're going to put a box around it because when it's in a box, it is important and outside information. So when we go back and look at it, we can pull it out. Okay, there we go. Document 3. Source, Emperor Wendy, Yang Jian, founder of the Sui Dynasty, Imperial Edict 601. Who can tell me something about the Sui Dynasty? Callie. Grand Canal. Okay, guess what that can score as? Outside evidence, if it works. You can't just be like throwing out random crap, like random stuff that has nothing to do with it, but Grand Canal. What else do we know about the Sui? What else do we know? Michael?
They built a terracotta soldier.
No, they didn't. That's the Chin. Are you in AP Art History? Okay, good, because Ren would literally crush you for that. What do you got, Tessa? And who are these workers? What do we call them? They start with a C. Conscripted labor. So are they in power for a long time or short time? So they're only in power for a short time. There you go. So we know the Sui. We just brainstorm a bunch of stuff about the Sui. Hopefully we can use it maybe as evidence. You see what we're doing here? Okay, we're planning out our essays as best as we can as we're going through because we cannot go back and reread these. We do it once and then we move on. With the armed might of the, a world-ruling turner of the wheel in Indian Buddhism, we spread the ideals of the ultimate enlightened one with hundreds of victories in 100 battles. We promote the practice of the 10 virtues, the weapons of war we regard as incense and flowers offered to the Buddha. All the people within the 4 C's may, without exception, develop enlightenment and together cultivate fortunate karma, bringing it to pass that present existences will lead to happy future lives, and that the sustained creation of good causation will carry us one and all up to wondrous enlightenment. So, what are the Sui? Very clearly, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Moore, what are the Sui? They are pro-Buddhism. They are a Buddhist state. Okay, their government is all about it. Government based on it. Okay, that's a big deal. All right, so what do we got for historical perspective? We kind of just covered it, people. Avery, what?
They were building.
No. Did you write down the pro-Buddhism government based on it? What do we got? Lauren?
Sui government
The Sui government isn't pro-Buddhist. They are. They are what? Sui government is Buddhist. Okay, the Sui government is Buddhist. Who is the audience for this? Who is the audience for this, Jack?
People of the Swedes.
There you go. People of China. People of the Sui. Okay, what is the purpose of the piece? What is the purpose of the piece, Marley? To a degree. What is the point? You're kind of getting you're flirting with point of view here, which is great because we know that's harder. Summarize the document for me. What is this document talking about?
They promote the 10 virtues and what Buddhism stands for.
And who would they be writing this for? Like, what is the purpose?
Major leaders during the time.
No. Come on, guys. Come on. What do we got, Miranda?
What's Buddhism?
Okay, yeah, they're trying to get what?
More Buddhist people.
Yeah, they're trying to attract the people of China to Buddhism. Is everyone in China Buddhist? No, so they're trying to attract them, and they're saying like all these wonderful things. We'll unify us. We'll do all this other stuff. They're trying. It's literally trying to convince them. Point of view. What do we got? Lopez. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to have all 14 of these done by the time you get back to me on Monday. I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I've done 3 for you online. They will be online next period, or during 4th period, yes? So, I've done 3 completely. We've almost finished 3 for you, so I have chipped off almost 6. Okay, so I am trying. I would finish this one today if I was you. If you wait till Sunday to do it all, you're gonna want to die. Goodbye.
It's good. So for the point of view, would it be that Buddhism gives them the right to conquer and that they should conquer?
No, it doesn't give them the right to conquer. They're not trying to conquer. They're not known for conquering. The Sui is not a military dynasty. You know that.
Well, the weapons of war.
The weapons of war is...
Oh, they mean
Yeah, they mean like peace and... Like the weapons of war is flowers and crap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Flowers to Buddha and all that stuff. Yeah, that's not...
I
You
thought
go
it
into
was-
war with a flower, man, you're definitely dead. You know that, right?
The point of view, he's trying to do his part and go to Nirvana.
Huh?
Like he's trying to go to Nirvana by like spreading Buddhism.
It's a chick, so let's give her a little bit of respect. No, you're close, but not quite.
Buddhism would develop into an ideal life.